Tonight there is more concern about a reported nuclear explosion that has Russian officials calling for evacuations of at least one village. News reports seem to indicate that a mishap occurred while testing a missile. Now, there has been a spike in radiation as a result, but it's unclear just how severe it was. Some of the preliminary reports seem to indicate that the radiation levels were limited to a spike of about 0.002. Actually, it's 0.002. Which is really not considered dangerous. Nonetheless, the story is making global headlines as there continue to be many questions. For more on this story, we're going to take you to Moscow now, and this report is filed by RT's Yulia Shapovalova.
The latest laboratory analysis of soil, water and sand samples has confirmed there is no excess of natural background radiation in Severodvinsk after the explosion at a military training ground on August 8th. That's according to the website of the Emergencies Ministry of Russia's northern Arkhangelsk region. The explosion occurred during a test of a liquid propulsion system on an offshore platform. The device also caught fire. 5 civilian employees of the Rosatom State Atomic Energy Corporation became victims of the fire and subsequent explosion during the test. 3 more were hospitalized. It was confirmed there was a brief spike in the radiation level, but it returned to normal just a couple of hours after the explosion. But the international media refused to believe that.
U.S. officials fear what Vladimir Putin has yet to acknowledge, that a deadly explosion late last week in Russia was caused by a nuclear-powered missile.
Do we yet know what actually happened? Or is the Russian government still lying about this? Is there a possibility that people actually are in danger here beyond the people who are already injured or killed in whatever this accident was?
If this was nuclear, it would not be the first time Moscow muddled its messaging after a potential nuclear mishap. In 1986, the Soviet Union didn't acknowledge the Chernobyl disaster until Western nations detected heightened radiation levels in Europe.
People are remembering what happened in 1986 at the Chernobyl plant. Of course, it's of a very different scale, but at that time there was also an information blackout.
In the last clip, pictures of another explosion were used with the caption saying that was Severodvinsk, but that was a different blast. It happened on August 5th. A fire occurred at an ammunition depot in the Siberian Krasnoyarsk region. Soon after the fire broke out, explosions began. The entire population of nearby settlements was evacuated. It took until the next day to finally put the fire out. According to the Ministry of Defense, 1 person was killed, 8 others were injured. All that looked very dramatic indeed, but that was a different explosion. On Monday, Russia's authorities issued a final report on what happened at Severodvinsk to stop speculation.
After the explosion, radiation levels in Severodvinsk region increased between 4 and 16 times. At 12:30, radiation levels spiked at 6 locations. At 14:30, the radiation level in Severodvinsk city returned to normal.
But we can still expect some reports giving us an alternative picture of events. Yulia Shapovalova for the news of Rick Sanchez.
So you haven't heard that we're the ones covering the stories that you won't see covered anywhere else? In Venezuela, Kazakhstan, let's go to Hong Kong. And the media reaction to that has been crickets. How about the way we cover those stories? What the hell does that mean? Huawei, Huawei, Huawei. That's the key word in this case, uprising. Keep? Can you believe that? Watching. This is the right thing for members of the media to do, to actually pick sides. Look, if you like what you see, subscribe.